All right, welcome one and all. Welcome one and all to the Six Man Podcast. I did hit record for one of you slicks. This is gonna say something. Yes, I hit record.
You
This
knew
is
it was coming.
episode 6. Yeah, I knew it was coming. I'm
Wow.
just trying to beat it there. So
He's two for two. He's two for two.
see, there we go. Don't do that, Speedy. It hurts when you join in. It hurts when you join in. Lower episode 6. Going to talk about sports and society. We're going to talk about a range of topics today. One of which we're going to talk about the Caitlin Clark effect. Then we're going to talk about hip hop a little bit. And then we're going to talk
Hey,
about the ladies. We're going to talk about the ladies. And we're going to wrap up with the ladies. And maybe we can get there. I don't know if we can get it all in 45 minutes, but we're going to try. But Rod, hit us with a sponsor.
Today's show is sponsored by Silky Slim's Taco Truck and Pedicures of St. Louis.
ooh, y'all
All
doing
right.
tacos and pedicures? That's what we doing?
That's what we're doing.
Ah,
E. That's what we're doing.
I love it. I
And
love it.
get
I
some
love it.
money same time.
Oh man. So brief introduction. I'm D Hack, passing over to Rod.
Hey, Big Rod, pass it over to Cole.
Hey man, this is Big Cobe. I'm gonna pass it over to the Cowboy Insider, my man Kev.
What up? This is K Rob. I'm gonna pass it over to the short speedster guy.
All right, my name is Speedy, the speedster, and I'm gonna pass it over to Big E.
It's Big E. I am him. Let's go.
All right, fellas. Hey man, like it's good to be back. It's good to be back for us. We were gone for a good little bit. So but we're back in full effect. So hopefully we can keep this thing going. But life be lifing. And so when it happens, man. We got to get it in when we can. But
Y'all been
look,
on the
let's go
road.
ahead and
Get out
jump
the
in this thing.
backyard of me.
I can't with you. So so we just wrapped up basketball season, and needless to say, the women finished out front. They were the front runners this year. Caitlin Clark has been the talk of the town, but I wanted to chime in because there has been some debate. Like I said, fellas, we are wearing this goat thing out. Everything now is who's the goat, who's the goat. And so recently, people have been talking about Caitlin Clark and how she's the goat, and people have stepped up to emphatically say, nope, no, she's not. And I'm one of those people. But what I wanted to ask was, and talk about the Caitlin Clark effect. Is this more? Is it more to it than what's there? Is this more about her ability as a basketball player, or is this more about her race? And I have some opinions, but I'm gonna let everyone chime in first, and then I'll give my little 2 cents. So, who wants to dive out there and start this conversation? Because we've been talking about this. I just wanted to make sure we have it on. We're on record saying what we say or saying how we feel, more or less.
I'll go first. Um, I feel like it started out about her skill, her talent level. Um, I remember the first time I saw her play was Sports Center highlight, and she was like shooting from damn near half court. And I'm not. I was intrigued. I'm like, this girl got Steph Curry range, but I think over time with the championship game last year with LSU, it turned into a race thing. But like I said, it initially started out as just her talent.
Okay. All right. All right. Somebody else.
I think the answer to the question, Hack, is yes. Yes, it's about her ability, and yes, it's about race as well. Piggyback a little bit on what E said. Can she pat the rock? She can absolutely pat the rock. Um, Going back to what E said again, man. Last year it became about race whenever she was doing the "You Can't See Me" to players on the court, but then when Angel Reese did it to her, it became a problem. Um, a lot of the race narrative, though, I feel as though is spearheaded by black women. when it comes to Caitlin Clark, and they're doing it from a place that says you can't disrespect all the other African American women or Black women that played the game before her. They even brought up what's the lady's name? Miss Pearl Moore, I think her name is. That when Caitlin Clark broke the scoring record, they brought up Miss Pearl Moore's name, who had an outstanding career, scored over 4,000 points. She played on the NAI level though, so she didn't play Division One basketball. So Caitlin Clark is the all-time scoring leader in Division One basketball. That's no disrespect to Miss Pearl Moore, but a lot of the posts that I saw were spearheaded by Black women saying that Black women were being disrespected when it came to Caitlin Clark. That's what I saw. Could have been other posts. It could have been, but the ones that I saw were spearheaded by Black women. So, like E said, it started out as her ability, but it definitely turned into a race thing.
I think the media pushed that.
But you know who turned it into a race thing? The media. The media turned it into a race thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the whole thing with the "you can't see me" thing and all that other stuff. They showed that over and over. They feel that. That feels that, and of course, that's going to feel us as people, and we're going to turn it into a race thing. I mean, you always hear me say this. Caitlin Clark, she can boogie, she can shoot, she can flat out play. You know, there's no difference. So, you know, Larry Bird could play. Mad props. But I don't think, you know, Caitlin and Angel have any issue against, you know, they don't have any issues with one another. It was turned into a whole black white thing via the media. So,
oh yeah,
Okay.
Definitely.
All right.
Well,
Media. That's
yeah. I mean, I agree
Yes,
with Kev. I think it's the media also, and I'm gonna use Eric line what he always say. Hey, let's keep it a buck. Let's keep it a buck. I mean, it's white versus black. Come on now. We see it. Come on, man. It's white versus black. It's out there. I mean, the white side want to see her do great, and the black side they want to see her fail because, like Kevin say, I mean, she can ball. I mean, she can ball, but I really think it's about race, and which I don't think it should be. I should we everything should just go by her ability. I mean, she can play. I mean, she's a stone killer. Uh, but with this media how it is today, I mean, they just blow things out of proportion. So that's my take on it.
okay. Appreciate it. Cole.
Yeah, I think her explosion in popularity is a perfect storm. So, like everybody has mentioned, it started out because basketball enthusiasts recognized her as being very talented and doing things we hadn't seen at that level in a long time. And then as she gained popularity, I think the other variables came into play. You know, she's a white female, she's from the Midwest, she's excelling in a sport dominated by predominantly Black women. And I think the general observer, especially the white general observer, kind of caught wind of that. And it was very easy for them to root for her because she was dominating in a sport and being pushed ahead, as everybody said, by the media. And then when they played LSU last year, um, the drama that ensued when the two teams went at it and Iowa fell a little bit short, you know, that is what really fueled the fire, in that it really mirrored what we see in society today, where there's a lot of division, there's a lot of extremism on both sides of the fence. And her popularity got even bigger because now people wanted to see her win for alternate reasons, right? Because they wanted to see that narrative of a white, straight female from the Midwest to dominate the sport and win championships. So it's really a combination of all those variables that has really led to her endorsement deals, her popularity. And we'll see if it continues in the WNBA. She's going to have to excel in order to maintain this momentum. So she'll need to produce. But it's interesting to see all the things that play, the shoe deal that she got. You know, players like Asia Wilson, who's been in the league dominating, doesn't have a shoe deal. So all those variables are interesting to see play out in real time. So we'll see what happens.
You got like 28 million from Nike.
Hey, fellas, I looked
Yeah.
up something the other day, man. I looked up something the other day that I found quite interesting that I didn't know, and I don't know if you guys knew this or not. I did a Google search the other day, and I searched to see the percentage of women playing college basketball that were African American versus white women. 65% of the women that play college basketball are white women.
Mhm.
30% are black, 5% are Asian or other. Once they get to the WNBA, the numbers flip though. 65% of the women in the WNBA are black, and where it's only 30% white and 5% Asian or other. I found it to be interesting.
That is interesting. And I have some thoughts behind that as well. I think the biggest thing, and everything that you all said is spot on. I think the biggest thing is that the media created a narrative of good versus evil,
Mhm.
and that the good versus evil narrative was spun, and it started last year in that championship game. It carried over into this season, and um, and it became um for like it became the Caitlin Clark show. Everything was about Caitlin Clark. It was Caitlin and Iowa, and um, I mean, let's as he would say, let's keep it a buck. There may be, and I'm being sarcastic before anybody chimes in after they hear this and try to say something. There's like 10 black people in Iowa. Like, really? So you like
Let me look that up.
15, okay, 15 at the most. And so it became a thing of good versus evil. And then, being at the Final Four and having a seat in the arena and to see the number. Now, mind you, when we look at it geographically, it makes sense. We were in Cleveland, and so that wasn't too far from Iowa. And so we're there, and it's essentially Iowa's like a home game for Iowa. It's Iowa fans everywhere, and I'm seeing everybody from babies to grown people with Caitlin Clark T-shirts and I'm trying to tell you, and yeah, there were a couple of brothers that walked by that had on Caitlin Clark T-shirts, and I had to do a double take just to make sure, and I said, oh wow, okay, um, but yeah, it was there, and so then it also became a game of good and evil, but then the good and evil really depended upon which lens you were looking at it from. So if you're looking at it from unless you were a South Carolina supporter who happened to be white or a booster, if you weren't one of them, you were rooting for Caitlin Clark in Iowa. And most black folks were rooting for South Carolina, and they wanted Don Staley to win. And that played out in a couple of other ways in the media, and it became really, really, really ugly. And it's unfortunate that it played out that way, but that's the way it played out. And so now the WNBA is hoping to capture on this success with her coming into the league. And the question that I would ask is, and I don't doubt her skills. She is a highly talented young lady. Is she the best I've ever seen? No,
No,
not even close to the best that I've seen. Um, but because she can do things that she has done some things that you haven't seen in women's basketball, she's been labeled the GOAT, and she's been labeled as such.
how?
But I
How
guess
is
the
she a
question,
goat?
well,
I
the
mean,
GOAT is because
she's the
because
lead
she
scorer in
scored because
NCAA
she
history.
scored
Yeah,
yeah, she scored a ton of points.
yeah.
And any true basketball here, not have basketball guys that are on this call, will tell you it's a whole lot more to basketball than just being able to put it in a bucket. That's what we
Exactly.
value. That's what we value as a society than the idea that you can score points. But if you're a true basketball enthusiast, you not only look at that, you look at, can you play defense? Can you rebound? Can you pass? She can pass the ball. Now she had a lot of assists, but there was a lot more to her game that she needs to work on. And I'm pretty sure she will tell you. I think she will tell you there's stuff that she needs to work on. But people have spun this narrative in such a way that it's become that debate about her being a GOAT is about as volatile as LeBron and Jordan. If you really get the people, start talking to people that really are into the game. And so what it comes down to is this, and I asked this question: if Caitlin Clark were black and doing this, would it be a big deal?
No, come on.
No,
Absolutely
no,
not.
absolutely not. No, because
And
because that's what she's supposed to be doing. Because
and
we,
so
we can't do much. We're only good at being athletes and singing and dancing. That's
Y'all,
all we can do.
Jesus Christ! Wow!
That's all we can do.
Wow!
That's all we can do.
but that has been that has been the narrative about us that has been written and that's been written and put out there for so long. So
I mean, the coach with
Kid,
Caitlin
kid,
Clark.
hold up, kid, were you talking to us? Because I couldn't hear you. Mic's not working. Go ahead, Speed, and see if we can get Kev up.
He went and got that Family Dollar mic.
Dollar
That's it.
General.
I knew
Dollar
it
General.
was coming. I knew it was
You got
coming.
a call. You got a call from Mike McCarthy. You got a call from Jerry Jones.
Oh, I knew it was coming. I said, boy, this group is relentless, boy. I knew it was coming. Go ahead.
Nobody say from this call.
Oh.
Now, what I was gonna say with Caitlin, because she has some antics that with her on the court. Pretty much. She can be an asshole, but when she
Mhm.
do it, it's considered passion.
Mm-hmm.
But when
Mhm.
Angela Reese does it, she's considered a thug. So
Yeah.
that's the narrative.
Yeah.
And I think that's why
Yes. Yep.
yeah.
That's
Well, yeah.
those old stereotypes and those old tags that they would like to put on us. For one side is passionate, for the other side is we're hotheads. We're hot tempered. You can't get along. We don't work well with people. It's those sorts of things. And that, I think, that is the thing that rub people the wrong way. So when you put that narrative out there and you made Angel Reese out to be the villain because she was, she did the same thing. And when Angel Reese did it, Angel Reese is evil. When Caitlin Clark did it, she's passionate. And so that is the very thing that black folk have been fighting forever and that we continue to fight because we're never judged based on the true merits or talent or our integrity is always questioned when it comes to situations like this. And so
Well, that narrative,
yeah, I get it.
that narrative has always been in sports. Like you hear it in the draft when they
Always.
talk about NBA. Oh, look at the guy given talent. He's such a natural, versus, oh, this kid never leaves the gym,
Right.
and it always ends up, you see who they're talking about. It just fits
Mhm.
this narrative that they're trying to push that leads to the division that we see all across aspects of our society.
And to take it
Mhm.
a step further, Cole, in football, if Tom Brady eludes pressure, but Dak Prescott scrambles. It's the language, it's the verbiage in it.
Once again,
The
that's
verbiage.
the media pushing the narrative. I'll even take it back. Not even with sports. Hurricane Katrina, and when the levees broke, the black folks were looting. White people were searching for food. Y'all remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So
Can y'all?
But
the
you know,
media has always pushed that narrative.
yeah. But when you even when we talk about think about the the narrative about the black quarterback, a white quarterback has a high. He plays with a high IQ.
Mm-hmm.
Cerebral.
He plays with. He's very
Yeah,
cerebral.
that's it.
He
That's it.
plays with a high IQ, and
Mm-hmm.
the black quarterback he's very athletic. He relies upon his he relies upon his athletic prowess, his feet. He can really move. He can do a lot of different things. Like not that he's smart, not that he plays with a high IQ. It has to be something else other than his thinking skills. For the longest time, that narrative was the white quarterback was the smarter person, and that position was for whites. That position wasn't for blacks. And we all old enough to remember black quarterbacks. You came in. You may have played black. You may have been a quarterback in high school, but once you got to college or once you got to the league, you were converted.
Wide
You
receiver.
became a running back or you became a wide receiver. And it wasn't until recently where our black quarterbacks were like, nah, bro, I'm going to play. And I'll go somewhere where you're going to let me play quarterback, where I'm going to be allowed to play quarterback and not try to move me. And so, yeah, but and you would think in 2024 that wouldn't exist, but it still exists.
These is whites only pies.
Ron, you're on 1,000 today, brother.
Comments of Rodney Ellis do
We're
not
gonna
reflect.
lose our sponsorship, man. Fooling around. Kev, are you with us, Kev? Kev, you there?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we got you.
Oh,
All right.
Dollar General, baby.
What did
Whatever.
Jerry Jones say?
Well, he said that he was not going to hire you.
Oh, that's
Oh man, boy, y'all are crazy. So yeah, but just to shift gears and to talk about to shift gears because we said we were going to talk about there was something that came out recently. What were we talking about?
The
What was it?
WNBA.
The WNBA, and we talked about the pay and why the players were not paid as much, and people are in such a once again and such an outcry about once they found out how much Caitlin Clark was making, it then became
An issue.
why aren't they paid more money? And it got into a whole situation where people don't understand how how the WNBA pays its
Right.
players similar to the NBA, and that is what revenue sharing.
Right.
So it is about you filling your seats. Who's coming to watch you play? And it's about sponsorships. It's about all those different things, and it's about a collective bargaining agreement. And it's the guy. It was a guy that spoke and said he said, well, they just need, people need to come to the games. They don't even have a collective bargaining agreement. I'm like, dude, okay, you don't know what you're talking about. Stop talking. Stop talking. Yes, they have one. They have one. However, and I think they're up. I think the current agreement ends after this season, and I think they have to negotiate a new agreement coming up. But the whole idea is that the NBA funds the WNBA,
10
and I
million a
think
year.
they're paying them. I think they're how much are they giving them a year?
10 million
10 million.
a
So
year.
they're investing 10 million a year, and I don't think they. I think they come in the red every year.
Every
I think they
year.
lose money every year.
They lose money every year. And
But I mean,
what I hate is when I've seen like different interviews, and it's mainly women who are complaining about the ladies of the WNBA not making the same amount of money or millions of dollars, but those same women are not going to those games.
Bingo.
And you hit it, and there it
The
is.
women,
My thing is,
the women are not supporting each other.
yeah, but it don't even like okay, so the women are not supporting each other. But at the same time, you can't sit there and complain about it not getting a fair share if you're not going to the game. And you know what? I won't repeat it, but when y'all have time, go watch what Bill Burr says about the WNBA. He literally hits the nail on the head. There are women who complain about the salaries of the players. They don't even know the name of the team in their city.
That is true.
The
That is
W
true.
we were talking about this the other day, man, and the WNBA also has another issue. They have an image problem. Um, a lot of the women in the WNBA are not straight female women. Let's just say it. Like he would say, let's keep it a buck. They're lesbian women, right? A lot of straight women are not going to support that. They're just not. So again, like he said, you can't sit back and complain about the salaries and how these ladies are being mistreated if you're not going to go and support it yourself. A majority of the people in the audience and in the crowds of WNBA games are men
Black
because
men.
we appreciate
They love the
black
Hey,
they,
let's
people,
let's
they
let's
love the
let's let's
game.
be let's be specific. Black
black
men.
men, because we appreciate the game of basketball. That's what it comes down to. We're going to watch a good game of basketball, right? So when women are not supporting the game itself, they can't. You don't have a right to sit back and complain about it. It's just like that person complaining about the good and the bad in the country, but they say, "Well, I don't vote
I
anyway.
don't vote.
I don't vote." Well, then you can't talk.
Ye- Yeah, and you're right. With the image problem, it's about marketing. So
Yes.
what are you trying to market? Like, are you trying to market? I mean, I don't think anybody on this call, and I'm not gonna say I think I know, there's not a man on this call that cares if you're lesbian, you're heterosexual. We could care less. I could care less. If you can play, you can play.
Exactly.
However, the media sponsors don't look at it that way. And they can say, yeah, no, that's not true. No, okay. It's about marketing. Are you trying to market young heterosexual young ladies, or are you catering? Now I'm seeing more and more ads out there that feature women that identify as lesbian, and that's fine. Like, once again, I don't have a problem with that. However, you have to get people to fill the seats, and right now it's a women's sport that women don't support. And I think that goes to a much broader issue, even in society, even with when it comes to politics and everything else. You don't see a whole lot of women supporting each other when it comes to this. And so when I hear people that get on a different platforms and say, "Hey, ladies, you got to go out and support this sport," people go out and support them, go out and be there for these games. You know, I think the WNBA is going to put a lot of weight, a lot of pressure, and I hate to say this, on Caitlin Clark to do for the WNBA what she's just done for college athletics over the past couple of years, and I think that's unfair. I think it's unfair to her. I think it's unfair to the players that have been in the league and the players that have done it for such a long time. I think it's so disrespectful to players like Sue Bird, who just gave it up. I think it's so disrespectful to players like Diana Taurasi. I think it's so disrespectful to those players who have kept that league and college athletics afloat for such a long time to now say, "Hey, we got a new person in town that can truly catapult us." No, it's about you putting, as the media and as a sport, putting the effort and energy into marketing your players the way that you're about to try to market this young lady, because no one wanted to market Maya Moore this way, and she may have been one of the best all-around players that you had. I just didn't see that. You saw it early in the WNBA when Cynthia Cooper and those ladies played, you've seen a lot of there was a heavy emphasis on marketing then, and then it just kind of faded. And I don't really have the answer as to why that happened.
Heck, I would
Yeah, I would
agree with you.
agree.
Go ahead, Kev.
No, real quick, I would agree, Hack, as far as they don't really push or market the WNBA. I just happened to I was curious, and I didn't even know they had a WNBA league pass. No clue.
Wow,
Um,
I didn't
Wow.
know
I
that
just
they do.
You know what? I
yeah,
didn't know that either. I didn't know that either.
the cost of that is $34.99 for the year.
Well, y'all disgust me.
Now the men, you're looking at
It's-
NBA league pass being $23 per month, and the NBA runs what 6, 7, close to 9 months almost.
Mhm.
NBA, yeah.
So you're probably looking at over $200 for the NBA League Pass versus 30 some for a year.
For the year.
Wow.
And that breaks down roughly to about $1 per game because they only play 36 games.
Yeah.
You get the Fire Stick. You don't have to worry about that.
See,
That
see,
part.
I'm
see,
out. I'm out.
see.
So
See.
one thing I want to share.
The main reason why their salaries are what they are because
It's people like you.
people like you.
That man's gonna get the fire stick.
Jailbreak.
Oh man, the words expressed in this podcast not necessarily reflect the members on this team or our employers I don't know anything about what we're hearing right now, so I just want to put that out there before somebody try to come after us. Nope, don't know anything.
I pay full price for cable TV.
Yeah, I do
Full
too.
price, full price. I can send you the bill. I got a slip. I got an invoice. It's all good. Oh boy. So yeah. So I guess the main thing is what if you like we like to do this all the time, so we're gonna do it here. If you had to play GM for one of the WNBA teams, or even commissioner of the league itself, what would you do to address your marketing problem or issue? What would be, and you don't have to give a whole detailed outline, but what's one of the things that you would try to do?
Well, I don't know if they see it as a problem. I mean,
Mm,
I failed
mm,
business class
great
in
point.
college, but you can't sell water to a fish, right? So those basketball enthusiasts, people like us, we're gonna watch the WNBA regardless because we love basketball, whether it's men or women. What they're trying to do is bring in a new audience to increase their revenue. And so they're going to
Mhm.
push this narrative. They're going to push the drama. They're going to push the racism. They're going to push this young lady to the forefront, although be it unfairly, because she's bypassing people that have been in the league, doing work, winning championships, excelling at the sport. They're going to push her forward because they know that's the quickest way for them to make a buck and to expand the league. And it's a catch 22 because the players, I know that they probably hate it, but at the same time, as the sport continues to explode, that's going to drive up. You talked about the collective bargaining agreement coming back up here recently or shortly. That next agreement is going to be significantly different because of the attention that Caitlin Clark is bringing to the league. The new sponsors, the advertising, the TV deals, the new eyes that are going to be on her. So at one point, at one juncture, it's unfortunate that these players that we've watched and come to love are kind of passed over and not really looked upon. And I think that falls on us to push them forward, to give them the attention that they deserve. But on the other hand, they're going to ride that money train as long as it goes.
Like Kobe said, they don't see it as a problem. So if you don't see it as a problem, you're not going to address it. And it's sad for established players like we're talking about. Shout out to Candace Parker, who announced her retirement today, by the way.
Really? Wow.
Yep, she announced hers today. One of my favorite players in the WNBA though is Breonna Stewart.
Stewie.
Four-time national champion at UConn. doesn't get the pub in the WNBA, and I feel as though it's because she's married to a woman. And so from a marketing standpoint, I think the WNBA would be committing league suicide, so to speak, if they were to market a player like Breonna Stewart, because America would see that as a whole problem and a whole mess. They would not see her abilities as a basketball player. They'd only see the fact that she's married to a woman. And it's sad. So, like Kobe said, I don't think they realize or they don't care that they have a marketing problem.
So with that being said, Rod, why not if they want viewership and they want to earn revenue, where the alphabet people at?
I would do it.
I would do it. LB.
I would do it for that reason right there.
See, there you go. There you go. There you go. Like I said, I don't know that guy. I do not know that guy right there.
I don't know the actor.
Don't know him.
I love everybody. I love my gay and my trans people, but I don't know the acronyms. So
I have to say,
yeah.
So I've heard
the new one. I know I've heard somebody else call it alphabet too. So because they're always
oh no, you good, man, you good.
Listen,
Just messing.
I have to say it slow so I don't forget one. LGBTQIA.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So with that being said, where are they at? Why are they not supporting the WNBA?
If I'm the league commissioner, I'm sure there is a league commissioner. I would take advantage of the LGBTQIA community because that is a powerful entity in the United States, right?
Right.
So I would take advantage of that aspect and push some of my openly gay players that are out there. I push Brittany Griner out there to the forefront. I push Breonna Stewart out there to the forefront. And any other of those ladies that can really play the game of basketball, I push them to the forefront. From a marketing standpoint, I do it.
Now, devil's advocate, you're gonna lose.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Those Christian folks.
I don't know.
Yeah, you absolutely would. You lose
what you're hinting at and what we're talking about is the WNBA and the lack of a true fan base is just a microcosm of what we see in the country as a whole.
Yep.
You do not want to. That is not something that the masses are willing to accept.
Exactly.
And when the masses are not willing to accept it, those that would market it are going to, or it's going to be a cautionary tale for them. Wait a minute. Do we invest this? Because now if we invest money in pushing, let's say Brittany Griner forward and we're trying to market something with her, let's just say it's Nike and trying to push shoes, giving her a shoe deal, or if it's Breonna Stewart and trying to give her a shoe deal, it's going to be hard to they're having to make true business decisions. Do we try to push them forward knowing that our sales may go down, the shoe may not sell, because this is an investment. Now we're talking about these corporations investing millions of dollars in a face and in a name to bring in revenue. And, you're not just marrying the name, you're marrying the person. That's a marriage. That partnership is a marriage between that person, who they are as a person, not just who they are as a basketball player. It's you have to be able to market them personality wise and everything else. In order for them to sell your product. And so if any kind of marketing or business looks at this as they could take a hit from it, they're not gonna invest. They're just not going to. And I think that's where we are with the WNBA. I could not tell you, but if I was a gambling man, I would, well, I'm not even gonna say that. It would be interesting to know how much of the league, the members of the league, or the players in the league, how many of the players in the league identify as lesbian, and how many of those that identify as lesbian have true deals within the league. I would want to know what those numbers are, and and how that's impacted. And see, the media, mainstream media, is not going to talk about this. They're not going to talk about this. They don't want to talk about this, because to talk about this, now you would have to talk about you. Now you have to expand it, because now it's not just this that you're going to allude to. You're going to allude to what's going on in our country, and everything that's going on in our country right now. Nobody. This is the pink elephant that they want to stay in the corner. They don't want to address it. They don't want to talk about it. They're just hoping that with this sweeping legislation that's trying to cut out everybody's rights, that eventually it'll just go away. And it's not. And the NBA, the WNBA is hoping that Caitlin Clark brings, she brings a. I know the hope is that you're going to bring in more heterosexual women that would be willing to attend the games, that they can market, that the world as a whole, or the country as a whole, be willing to buy into. Does it suck? Yes. I'm not saying that I agree with it. I'm just saying that's what it is, and nobody's willing to talk about that.
It's gonna suck for her because they're gonna make it hard on her when those games come, and the way they're treating her. They're gonna try to put the clamps on her. She gonna get roughed up. She gonna have a rough time that first year in the league.
Nah.
Yeah.
But I can't say with Rod being the commissioner of the WNBA, the league just folded.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
Man, listen, man. I am. I'm a.
Hey,
listen,
you
man.
keep it real, baby. You keep it real.
Hey, man. Call me what you will. I'm an advocate, man, for people and their rights, man. People, you live your life like you want to, man. I have. I know you were joking, but I have two kids that identify as queer. You know, so it is what it is. You know, I'm all for people being happy, man, and how they want to live their lives. That's how they want to do it. That is a huge community that you don't want to piss off. The
No, not at all.
LGBTQI community, you do not want to piss that community of people off, man. And so
We'll get you canceled quick.
right,
The Beehive.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Damn the Beehive.
Yeah, right. Damn the Beehive.
No, I got.
Hey, you say that the Beehive comes after people. They come after people relentlessly.
And my niece is part of the Beehive, so I know.
No.
I fear the gay and trans community for canceling somebody versus the Beehive. I have
Absolutely.
gay and trans friends, so
Yeah.
if you happy, do you? You know what I'm saying?
Hey, yeah, and I think I totally agree. I think that is, that's a different podcast. We'll have to come on, because we had two different topics we're not even going to be able to touch base on, because we've spent 45 minutes talking about this one.
We can spend a few minutes talking about one of them topics. Let's talk about this rap thing, baby.
Oh my God. Okay, so look, we go. So look, no, because we can't spend 5-10 minutes on it. Like, it's not going to do it justice. It's not going to do it justice. Like, because I mean, yeah, you will spend 10 minutes just talking about this, about that guy. What is his name? The Nickelodeon dude. The Nickelodeon dude. No, not Nick Cannon. That's Nick Cannon got like 20 children, not him. Drake. Yeah, that guy. I was trying not to say his name, Kev. The Nickelodeon guy. He likes the Nickelodeon guy.
You hate him. You hate, Tony Romo. You hate that.
Yeah.
Rap right now is fun again. Rap has been trash, just from the battles, just from the diss records. Rap in itself is trash.
The man used AI. He used AI.
Exactly.
He used AI.
He put Pac on the record.
That's creative. That's creative.
See, that's where we all differ, because all y'all are older than me, and my ears to the street. Look, y'all listen to Teddy Pendergrass, which I do too.
What's wrong with Teddy P?
What's wrong with Teddy?
Y'all listen to Teddy P.
Hey,
you gotta listen to what's current just so you'll be in the know.
Nope.
Man,
well,
5 seconds. My ears fall off.
Now I will tell you in education, I agree with you because to be an educator, you have to be up on the latest trends in hip hop and verbiage and slang and all that other stuff. You have to be. So you would need to know what was going on, but just from my God, I can't
listen to it. You can't listen to all of it because it's only about 3 or 4 current rappers that are decent. The rest of this rap is trash.
But that's the problem. It's only 3 or 4. Like that is a problem. That is a whole problem. But like I said, we're not gonna talk about that. We're not gonna talk about that because we'll get into that and then we won't get off. We'll be on here for an hour and a half. And people gonna shut us off at the first 5 minutes. Well, they're gonna shut us off after they hear Rod say the first time about Curly Clark. It's gonna be Rod has crossed all kinds of lines today. He was awful, just awful. And I thought Speedy, Speedy was the king of that because Speedy got on here and said, "Man, I'm just tired of Dak." And then, that's saying he's tired of Dak is one thing. Rod just got on here and just offended a whole group of people, just totally offended the whole group of people. And I should have known when he said, "Hey, you people gonna be pissed off." Yeah, at you, Rod, at you.
Right.
That's all right.
I said it, and I stick with everything I said.
Hey, did you call Romo? Did you tell Romo that his twin said hello? His twin, Dakota.
There you go.
Now it's time to say goodbye to all my sandbox friends.
Why? Don't be like that. Don't be like that. Worm. Don't be like that. Don't be like that. It's okay.
I don't condone violence, but you're about to make me get violent, dog.
Don't do that, man. Do not do that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's gonna end this podcast. And man, somebody find Romo, tell him give me a call, man, because I need to talk to him. And he can coach Dak up on how to. Well, he can't really coach Dak up on anything. He's won one more playoff game than he did. Wow! And we're gonna end on that note. So until next time, fellas, y'all got any important words?
No.
Hey, don't drink and drive. You might spill your drink.
Hey, Kobe, hit us with one of them Kobe-isms, man. You don't hit them all day.
Hey, man, shout out to Nate Pete, brother. Hey, do your thing, baby.
There he goes. There he goes. I would say.
Shout out to Zeke. Welcome back, brother. Starting at guard in the backfield, number 62. They just decided.
See, that's why I stopped smiling right there. My advice to the callers: don't eat yellow snow. And until next time, we'll see you when we see you. Peace.